Welcome to today's segment of Ask an Attorney, brought to you by Peter Morgan with Morgan Law. Today we're going to be talking about, do I need an attorney for my real estate transaction? Here in Charlotte, we're very fortunate to be a common place for people to want to move from other states. And so I frequently am asked about the differences between North Carolina and other states, and they are significant when it comes to real estate closings. Most states, really the vast majority of them now, do not require an attorney's involvement directly in a real estate closing. However, North Carolina is what's called an attorney-closed state. Basically, by statute, the practice of law includes certain critical parts of a real estate transaction. So really, the question is, do you need a real estate attorney for your closing? The answer is yes. Now, because North Carolina is unusual in the fact that it's an attorney-closed state, I very often see situations where, personally, I believe you should have your own attorney involved. But we do see other sort of methods of handling these situations. One thing that's fairly common is a refinance situation. There is still real estate involved in a refinance. It is a little bit more straightforward than a purchase probably, but I personally believe it's still better to have your own personal representation. Because as I stated earlier, an attorney will be involved one way or the other. The question is really, is this an attorney that's been selected by you, whose only job is to represent your interests, or is it going to be an attorney who you don't even know who they are, that's not necessarily directly accountable to you, that's doing the same work? That choice is yours, but I feel it's always better to have a direct relationship. I know who I'm representing, my loyalty is to you as my client. One other thing that I do commonly see, unfortunately, it's a practice that's not gone away, is the attempt to use a so-called settlement company or the use of just a mobile notary to accomplish a real estate closing. Again, the concern that I have in that type of situation is it probably is some type of lawyer involved at some step in the process because by law that's required. But that attorney doesn't necessarily know who you are, doesn't necessarily have a direct relationship with you. So my general advice for this type of situation is, if you are going to refinance a piece of property, buy a piece of property, sell a piece of property, really anything having to do with your real estate, attorney's going to probably be involved. Make sure that that's an attorney, that you know who they are, you know that they represent your interests only, and that they're going to be directly accountable to make sure that it's done correctly and answer any questions or concerns that you have. Well, that concludes today's segment of Ask an Attorney, brought to you by Peter Morgan with Morgan Law. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it informative. For more information or to schedule a consultation with me, please see my website noted below, or you can also check with the contact information at the conclusion of this video.